Ready?
Hey,
you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Name that movie.
Who's here? Yeah, name that movie.
The Goonies.
Okay, thank God. Hi, everybody. If you are on audio, I highly suggest you take a split second to come over to visual because my sister's here.
Yeah, and this is crazy because I feel like a lot of people don't see your face. Like we talk a lot about you.
Yeah.
But now you guys are going to be able to see like how much they actually resemble each other.
Yeah.
Like it's freaky.
When we were driving in the car, I looked in the rearview mirror and I noticed you had mascara on and I don't. And like I was like, dang, I feel like I should have worn mascara to really show that we looked like.
But I feel like that's the least of it. Yeah.
And it's weird because we did not look
talking
alike
to the
as
mic.
kids.
Oh, talking
to the mic.
We did not look alike as kids.
We did not look alike as kids.
We didn't even look related.
No.
Like
No.
different
humans.
face shapes. We developed differently. Like
We
you were
looked so different.
hella freckly. Like I feel like I just got freckles within the past like 3 years. Like we looked so different.
We grew into the same thing somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like you used to have a lot. Now that you say freckles, you used to have a lot more freckles than you
I
do
was a
now.
super freckly kid.
She also has a little bit of makeup on right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you still have hella freckles, but yes, this is my sister. Her name is Monica.
My name is Monica.
Woo!
Monica Renee, which is also
And that's
your
my middle name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Both of my sissies have the same middle name. Same middle name.
Yeah.
Do you spell it the same?
No.
See, okay. There's this thing. I feel like we might have told you guys about it. Like every time Alex tells me her middle name and I'm like writing it down or like
Filling out a
emailing you
form.
or something like for you, I never know if it's one E or two E's. And I think it's because I subconsciously know that you're one E, right?
Yep. And I'm 2 E's
Okay.
at the end.
So that's why I always think it's that. But also, tomorrow, by the time you watch this, it's next Monday. So I guess it technically doesn't matter in a way. Well, it does matter, but tomorrow's her birthday. Today's her last day of being in her 20s.
That's right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that until just now.
I know.
Yeah, I
This-
turned 30 at midnight tonight.
That's crazy. Like, I think it's going to be so cool that like you get to look back on this episode as like your last day in your 20s. Like the shit we're about to talk about too is going to just show how much you've grown since day one. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking amazing.
Oh man.
I know. Sorry to put that in perspective. We'll get into that a little bit.
That's a lot.
But before that, we have a few updates. On Saturday, this past Saturday, I had a psychic read. And that was crazy. I have to talk to you about it. There's a lot more I haven't talked to you about, but like this shit's heavy. Anyway, on a lighter note, I could go into so much, but maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. On a lighter note, she told me that my dreams are gonna start shifting to show like really big signs. Like she asked my spirit guides to do this.
Cool.
Like she's like, I'll pretty much like I'll put in a good word for you. I was like, oh, okay, sick. So that night I go to bed and I don't think I remember that dream. The next night I had a dream. I haven't told you this because I purposely didn't want to tell you this yet. Or no, I did tell you it. Dang it.
I don't remember if you did.
Okay. I had a dream that we were in front of like cute boys and we were in like a cabin and I was sitting on the floor like how you are, Monica, like with like my feet to the side like that. And I sharted.
Yes. Okay.
I sharted and I was like trying to cover it. Like I knew it smelled. Like I was like, fuck in my head. And I looked at Alex like to be like do like the head thing. And you were like, Alex goes, oh my God, it smells. Like, did somebody like fart or something? And I was like looking at her like so red in the face, like, no, you're giving it away. It was me. And that was kind of it. It was just like you weren't going along with what I needed you to do because you were just
Which is so
shocked.
unlike me.
Exactly. But then I woke up and I was like, how ironic. She told me my dreams are about to start being so clear. There's going to be messages. And then I have a dream that I sharted and my best friend outed me. Like,
And then this morning you were like, I feel like you took it literal.
what do you mean?
This morning when you came home from Pilates.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
You were like, I had a dream that I sharted and now I'm on edge today.
I
because you
wasn't
were
exactly
feeling like you were going to shart.
because like right after Pilates, I went and got a protein smoothie. So it went through my system like right immediately and I had to poop and I would have held it, but I was scared I was going to shart. How did I just go from a psychic reading to that? There's that. Do you have any updates?
We have a disco update.
Oh my God, guys, big disco update. Monica, disco is a guy. And to any new people, disco is a code name for a guy. We have all our men code names. This man, it was a dating app hookup. I mean like link up.
Yeah.
They've actually never hooked up. This guy is just one of those people that are like, so like,
I just don't get it.
if she goes, do you want to hang out? He'd be like, haha, maybe that would be fun. It's like, he's so like indirect and like,
He's aloof.
he's aloof. Exactly.
He's aloof.
So
we matched on, we like go through cycles of like rematching on dating apps. And like, we've kind of like, I'll always match with him because we just like at this point, I won't like skip over him. Anyways, we matched on Hinge this past weekend and I responded to one of his prompts and let me go to it. And I just said, ew. And he said, stop with the stop sign. And then I didn't respond to that. And then he hit me a few days later and he goes, ew, I like can't read this.
No, I hate it.
He goes, if you're not going to sit on my face, we are done here, FYI. First of all, never ever got anywhere near to doing anything physical with this guy.
Like at all, you guys.
I said, looks like we're done here with the heart. And then he just sent laughing faces.
That's so bold of him. Like you guys quite literally never even left the couch.
Right.
Like he's bold.
Yeah.
He's a bold guy. How do you feel about that, Monica?
Did you ever breach that type of sense of humor?
Nothing sexual. It's always been like, we've always like, just like messed with each other. But nothing No, nothing sexual.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's like
Is he trying to like test out new grounds or something?
Right. Like, oh, we tried the like serious thing. Maybe now we could just be a hookup. I don't know. I always wonder if he listens to this or if like anybody he knows listens to it.
Whatever.
That's so weird. Wait, I didn't tell you. So earlier I went to lunch with Monica and her boyfriend and he told us that his 38-year-old coworkers all listen
Shut up.
to Oddvice. Yeah. So hi guys.
Hi.
We hear you. Hello. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you like it.
Sick.
So sick. He said that like every time he comes down here, they're like, oh my God, have fun. Like knowing that they're going to see us.
I love that.
I know. I love that.
Wait, that's sick.
Other updates. There has to be more. We had a weekend.
Yeah, we went out Friday. This whole past week, we kind of like we've had a long just not hard week, just like a lot going on. Mm-hmm. So Friday we really sent it. What did we do? We went to dinner at Tessie, which is our usual spot.
Yep, we went to dinner, and then the people we were with had an invite to the highlight room and there was just a big Faze clan party and we never thought we'd ever attend something having to do with Faze clan and it was really fun.
They're all so sick.
Yeah, they were all so chill.
Yeah,
very much like Bay vibes in a way.
Yes.
Yeah,
because they're all from all over the place. They're not, and they're gamers.
Yeah,
it's a different scene,
right? But they all had the hottest bitches on their arms.
Oh my God. Literally, we saw a basketball player there, and he was sitting there in the corner, and the girls would just walk by and literally just bend cheesy
bend and snap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's that movie? Bend over and just show their ass and look back at him, expecting him to I don't know,
hey girl,
right, come over here. He just had so many girls just all over him, and I was sitting there this is weird.
That's so
but
weird.
yeah, it was fun. I feel like we had a really fun night.
Yes, I had a very fun night. I'm sorry, I was still imagining a girl come over and bending over. That's very primal. That's
yes.
when a dog wags her tail to have
it's called peacocking.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
I was thinking that too.
It's very primal. Yeah.
It's a mating call.
It was a mating call.
Yeah. I'm showing my body parts that attract you.
I could never imagine.
I mean, we all kind of, I guess, in a way, kind of do it. Well, but
no, we do.
How would we translate that to
how
us,
do we
though?
how do we peacock? Telling a joke.
How do I peacock?
Alex, you laugh.
Okay.
You do.
You
I'm
get
a-
giggly.
I'm a giggly flirt.
You
Okay.
are. God, what do I do?
I'll take that.
Do
I don't think you do.
I don't peacock. Or I'm just always the peacock. No, I'm not.
dead.
What do I do? I think I don't know.
You're pretty poised in those types of scenarios. I feel like Alex and I get a little more like
Frisky.
a little friskier.
Yeah, I guess so. Like in a way, when I really like somebody, I play it so cool. I try to not be too flirty and like, woo, because I like to be
But
like,
there has to be a
I'm
point
chill.
when you like start to flirt, right?
It's when I know that they're into me.
okay.
So I think it's like a defense where I'm like, I'm not going to give you this like flirty, fun side of me until I know it's going to be reciprocated.
All right.
Okay, next
We'll
subject.
get into that later.
You know, my psychic told me I need to open my heart to love more. So maybe once I
That
do
could be a
that,
good step.
I'll peacock. Oh, that could be the step.
Yeah, maybe the other way. Maybe start peacocking.
Okay.
I mean, it's fun.
I just start bending
and it's
over.
totally harmless. Like,
And we do it in our
For
clothing and our makeup. Like that's what, you
Right.
think about a peacock tail. That's why it's called peacocking.
That's
You
true.
Do yourself up.
yeah, I feel like your style is a big form of your peacocking.
Yes,
Definitely.
you're right. You're right. When I'm like a night out, like I'll like
Yeah.
really put something together. Huh. What do you guys do to peacock? Let me know.
I love that.
Maybe I'll steal it.
No,
Today's gonna be a
that's a
rough
good thing.
podcast.
Next time we go out, I'm gonna put you to the test. I'm gonna
Okay.
make you peacock.
I want to see your peacock.
peacock.
Peacock. Peacock. Peacock.
Let's go very. Fuck.
I hope people understood that meme. Do you know that?
No.
The old Vine?
Come on, grow up.
Oh my God. It's like,
All right.
okay. You know what? I'll show you it later. Your 30 is showing.
Oh my god.
I'm
that is
kidding.
like
No, I'm totally
no.
kidding. I'm so sorry. She gets up and leaves. Dead ass, like, you're not 30, but you're also 30. Like, you're so young to me, but you also
Yeah.
have been 30 since the day I met you.
You're
know-
like one of the most like relevant and like funny people, like
Yes.
meme wise that I've met.
You're witty as
Like,
fuck.
My
yes.
thanks, you guys.
I know, that's
That's your peacock.
No, I think
That's
it's
your
I was
youth.
I was thinking that, but I was like, I'll just let it go. But I think that is my peacock.
Yes.
My wit
Yes.
and like my humor is definitely how I put it on.
It's so quick too. Like, for example, we were just playing with this slinky before we started recording, right? Like classic silver slinky. And over there, I guess this makes more sense if you see it. It's one of those like industrial tube vent things. It looks like a slinky. And she was like, look, he has, this comes off not as well when I retell it. Like she made a slinky reference with something from Home Depot.
Your
I'm good at my
in general.
callbacks. Like
Yes.
callbacks are how I do it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so tangled. Yeah. Wait, I was gonna say something else about that. Yeah, you've always let's not get into it yet. Let's do song of the day and stuff, and then I want to go back to that.
Okay.
Song of the day, I'll start, is Raw by Looney. Good shit. You got a song of the day?
Yeah, I do. It's called Strange by Celeste. Check it out. It's a slower one, but I feel like
Mine's like vibey too, so we got
Yeah.
some slow shit. What are you about to come through with?
So mine's called Mount Diablo by The Story So Far. Have either of you listened to it?
I think we're to say, have you been to Mount Diablo? I was like,
All right,
we grew
okay.
up right
So
next to it.
the thing about this song
the
is
story
like,
so far. Sorry. go ahead.
well, they're a local band from like the Pleasant Hill area, and I had never heard of them before. I put on one of my like emo playlists, and then it finished the playlist and went on to like music like this. And this song comes on in my car, and I see on the screen of my car it's called Mount Diablo, and I'm like. And I start listening to it, and like one of the hooks is like, as the sun sets over, it's sunrise actually because it rises over Mount Diablo, but it's like over Mount Diablo, and it's a huge punk rock jam. And I was like, what? I literally sent it to my high school boyfriend because we still talk all the time, and I was like, how? Like, have you ever heard of this? How have I never heard of this? And he's like, dude, we went to school with them. Are you kidding? And I was like, for the first time ever.
Would
Yeah.
we know them?
I don't know.
Yeah. What
are their
I'll
last
ask him
names?
what their names were. I didn't ask what their names were.
Whoa! Shout out, small town band.
Yeah, Story So Far.
Story
There-
so far. okay.
you know some other songs.
Oh, word. So
Yeah.
they're like on the map. Pleasant Hill's on the map.
On the map.
Woo!
Conquered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Why'd you say Pleasant Hill then?
I think that's where they're from because that's where we all went to school. But
Honestly,
Parks and
guys,
Concord.
same thing.
yeah,
Same thing.
Right.
Concord, Pleasant Hill. It is all the same thing
Martinez.
to me.
Same.
Martinez, I give it its own. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know,
It's so
it's a little
big.
different. than the rest. I can
Pleasant
say that
Hill
I grew
and
up there.
Concord.
Actually,
Well,
I grew up in Pacheco. We grew up in
Yeah.
Pacheco. We can't even rep Martinez. We grew up in Pacheco.
No, yeah. Very small, but like Martinez.
this like they need to have, you know how this is irrelevant to anyone who's watching,
Sure.
but you know how like Lafayette, Moraga, and they all have
La Miranda.
La Miranda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Pleasant Hill, Walnut Creek, Martinez, Pacheco, why don't they have a
Because there's a Z, there's a W.
PHOIF? Wait, no, never mind.
Okay. But you were on the right
No,
track.
right.
REBELS.
FALCONS.
That is funny to 3 people listening right now. Literally, like, people are like, yes.
Wait, literally us. Who are the 3 people? Wait, no, there is
I think there is.
there's an
We can
acronym
make
for
This East Bay? No, because that's big. Like, East Bay is very general. You know, we'll figure this out tonight.
Yeah, this is like a city planning type of thing.
Wait, Clay Court.
Well, Clay Court is a thing because I live
that's
in
just
Clayton,
Clayton.
and Clayton and Concord, that's a whole thing. They have their own newspaper and everything. Clay Court.
Do you guys go on sometimes I still like read
I
Clay Court.
love Clay Court and I love Nextdoor.
Yes.
Oh, Nextdoor's great. Oh my god.
You have to
I
be
have
like
a troll account on
accepted.
Nextdoor.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
Oh my god, I'm really really nice.
Oh, good.
Okay.
But I'm also just really really like.
Straightforward.
Elise and I did it one night when we were drunk and we're reading the comments on Clay Court and people were being so nasty to each other or Nextdoor and we were like, you know what? We got to put an end to this.
Kill him with kindness.
Like vigilante justice.
I'm dead. You should
But
have,
I love it.
Your profile picture should be the anonymous thing. Like the, you know, like
V for Vendetta.
yes, it is that.
I'm
No,
dead.
Nextdoor is solid. When I lost Link a few years ago, I like posted on Nextdoor and people were like, I'm out right now with my husband, like looking around, helping. Like,
Yeah.
that's so fucking cool.
People do
Yeah.
it.
That's
And-
a part of community where I'm like, oh,
No, there's a lot
Restored.
more good on Nextdoor and stuff than there is nasty, but like the nasty is so weird.
Yeah.
Like
they just, I feel like, especially even on Citizen too, like people just take it political.
Yep.
Like anything happens, they're like, well, yeah, it's because the infrastructure of society. It's like,
It's like
okay,
you don't
guys,
have to
say
go there. My
gnarly stuff,
dog's
though.
missing.
right. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's stupid. By the way, those songs of the day, as always, are on our playlist on Apple Music and Spotify. It's called
We changed the name because we realized it was hard to find.
Yeah.
It's called Oddvice Podcast.
Season 2 songs.
Yeah. Is
Yep.
that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
I renamed the first one to Season 1 songs. So now,
It should be easier to find. My brother
Yeah.
texted me. He's like, how do I find the playlist? So,
yeah, always let us know if there's any issues with it or anything, and we can always go in. What are you wearing? And then let's hop in. I'm wearing a Budweiser shirt and shorts and socks.
I'm wearing a crew neck, a Ben Davis crew neck, and I've been wearing these shorts since about this time yesterday.
Oh,
and I'm wearing some
spicy.
Squidward socks. Yeah,
Nice.
they're a little spicy.
Nothing new here. I'm wearing this American Eagle.
Airy.
Airy.
Whoa, how'd you know that?
Because I'm obsessed with this sweater. I watch
Oh,
it. I
wait.
no,
Oh, do you have
Do you have my sweater?
No.
No, I have Leanna's sweater and I actually brought it with me and I wore it the other night and it's dirty and Tristan brought up all the dirty laundry and I was like, don't let Leanna. I was like, I'm gonna do this laundry because if Leanna sees this sweater, it's not going home with me.
Oh no, I have one too, and I never wear the nude one. You could totally have it.
Oh my god, I love
God.
it.
You
I
have it.
actually search for it all the time because I want
too.
one. The oversized.
They don't
crew
have
neck,
it
They don't
corded
anymore.
crew neck.
Good luck finding it.
It was
it's a
this
good
one
sweater.
trip to Erie. We were in the mall. Oh, sorry, go.
Sorry. I just want to show a moment of silence for my cow socks. Okay, go ahead.
What about your shoes though?
Okay, that wasn't a moment
No,
of
you're not
silence.
wearing them, but
Way to call me out, Mon.
Wait, what shoes?
her shoes.
What shoes was she wearing? Oh, you gotta. Can we do a shoe moment? Can we have a shoe cam like Wendy Williams? Doesn't she do that?
You guys, I was running some errands.
Right.
And, and I saw these, and you know what? They remind me of my mom.
Yeah.
Because my mom loves bejeweled
Bedazzled.
shit.
BB.
Glittery. Her,
Yes, literally.
Literally. Her license plate is bedazzled. Literally
Yeah,
everything.
everything.
Her phone case is glittering. So
Glitter
I saw
galore.
these and I was like, okay, these are kind of sick.
No, they are sick. Show them. Look at these guys. They are sparkly, barkly. How much were they? Did you get a deal?
$12.
Deal.
Oh my!
Literally,
Pretty
like,
much free. You
You
stole
can't
them.
beat them.
You could not pass those for $12.
Look at
and they're
those.
fucking True Religion.
Yeah, those are like hot as fuck.
Those
True
are so
Religion is
cool.
just one of those brands that like Juicy Couture.
Yep.
Just kind of like fell off.
But they're back.
But coming back, so I
Yeah.
feel like this was a cop.
yeah, no, you're ahead of the curve.
Right. These are sick.
I love them. Congrats, Alex.
Yeah.
Congrats on the new shoes.
Do you see the shine?
Look at this shimmer.
No, she stepped out of the garage in the Moo socks with the True Religion slides, and she looked at me, and they just went like rainbows off of the shoes. You just like floated to the car.
Yes.
I did.
They give me superpowers. Okay, sorry. What were you saying? We went to Aerie.
Wait, no, that was before.
Yeah, it was just doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's where the sweaters came from.
It's a us thing. Totally fine. That's where the sweaters are from. But I want to hop into whatever the fuck this episode's about to be. We asked you guys on Instagram and Patreon for just like what you want out of this, and there were some similar answers. I pulled those. I just pulled kind of like random stuff, so it's almost kind of Q&A style, but I'm sure we'll find a flow here. Either way, I'm just excited that
We're
my
just
sister's
vibing.
here. We're just vibing.
We're just chilling.
So, like we were saying, you're about to turn 30.
Yep.
This is like a big age for everybody. Like society puts such a big thing on this. Like your next decade, like, you know, this is usually when everybody thinks you're going to have everything figured out and it's just going to be so simple. Like, where are you at? How do you feel about your last day of the 20s? Like, how have you been feeling?
I've been reflecting on this a ton.
Yeah.
And I've known all through my 20s, like I settled down really early. I've always been super mellow. I've always known that like 30 is what I am.
Yes,
like, I have been 30 all my life.
Yes, you have.
That's such a good way to put it.
But not in like a grandma way either. I've just always been very like sure of myself and very like, you know, settled. And I had one day, like a couple weeks ago where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually turning 30 now. It's not just like it's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was, somebody said to me 10 days and I was like, shut up. Wait, oh my God.
Right.
And I did have a little moment of like, it's over. It's over. Like my 20s are over. Everything's over. And then I was like, wait a second. No. And I did, like I was sitting on my bed and I thought to myself, you're 30. What do you not have that you want? And what do you have that you're proud of? Like, where did you imagine yourself? And I sat there like almost like I counted on my fingers. I was like, I've got 2 fantastic kids. I've got great relationships. I have the best friendships in the world. Like I have a career. I love where I live. And I was like, oh my God, I did it. It was actually like I did it.
Such a powerful moment.
It was huge because my life is very mellow. I don't think of it that way usually. And I was like, holy shit.
It all happened like so like not slowly, but like kind of under your radar. And then when you like faced a wall where you're like had to look back at it, you're like, I did it.
I did it all.
All of it.
Yeah.
Like everything like you thought would happen by 30, like you actually, wow.
Yeah. Most of the things that you think of. Thanks.
That's fucking huge.
Fucking huge.
It's so, like you got to be so proud of that.
I am not someone who walks around day to day feeling like, and this isn't in like a downer way, but I'm not like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm very like, I feel like what I do mostly flies under the radar.
Not in my eyes.
Like, I did it. Like I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I'm really happy to be turning 30 and most of my friends are in their 30s. Do you guys think how old do you think I look?
Young.
Cause this is something I've been dealing with like,
that's so
even
hard
in the last
for
few
me.
weeks.
Like,
no, I know.
Like I'm not the person to ask.
Like 27, 28.
Yeah.
You have a very youthful face.
And your energy, I would say like 27, 28. Yeah.
Yep.
That's thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've told you both, but like I got my ID pulled from me 2 times in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where they looked at it and they were like, and not just like a little, it, like one person at Safeway and one person at like a liquor store was like, I'm really sorry, but this is just, one lady went, this is obviously not real. And I was like, ma'am, like, that is me. I don't know what to tell you.
What the fuck?
So I think, I don't know, hopefully I'm looking young. I feel really young.
Yep. You're youthful as
30
fuck.
feels really good.
Yeah, you are.
I'm excited. Like you have obviously have always been something I looked up to. You've always been like that older figure for me, and you've always made me excited to age because I've been able obviously to watch you develop and go through shit and come out on top, and it's kind of paved a path and image I can look up to. Like, you make me not afraid to age. Oh,
you can walk in my footsteps.
I love that. Like, I don't though. Like, I love how different we are.
We are very different, and we always have been.
Yeah,
literally like polar opposites. Like, I went like the like cheerleader high school route, and you went like the alt route, and then like we have completely
like
different
emo band kid. Yeah,
right. And then like, I mean, our jobs right now. Like, you're literally sitting at my desk, but if I was at your desk right now, like, I know you can't say where you work, but like,
I mean, I work in finance. I work behind a desk.
Yeah.
I work behind 2 screens and I do what I do.
Right. But like, wow, we turned out so different. Mom, are you proud? I know Mom's proud.
She is proud.
She's fucking proud.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote down, because hella people were actually asking, how did you meet Alex and what was your first impression of her?
Oh my gosh. I can't say for sure, because we talked about this earlier and I was like, oh my God, when did I first meet Alex?
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember Alex being around. What year would that have been? Like
5th grade.
2005.
Okay, so
2005.
I was like an 8th grader.
Okay.
And I remember you like starting to come around, and I knew that she was hanging out with you. And then when I was a freshman in high school, I put 2 and 2 together. Like, my first boyfriend was really good friends with your brother.
Oh yeah.
They were on the golf team together.
Oh yes.
And I was like, wait,
I
I know who this guy is. Like, his sister is best friends with my sister.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Whoa, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. I feel like I only remember high school version of you. I don't remember 8th
That's about
grade
when you came around.
Yeah.
Right. She was a different breed. She was a duckling.
Yeah, but I remember you were like Kristen's like angsty older sister.
Oh my
So
god.
angsty.
You were so angsty.
Like, you said minimal words to my friends. I think the one friend that like you were tighter with was Cassie.
Yeah.
Because like that was when
Cassie
I was going
angsty.
through my angst phase with Cassie though. And that's when I went through my angst phase starting 7th grade, and was like 7th to like sophomore year. That's when I noticed I kind of like looked to you as a different like older sister. Like, before I didn't look up to you for anything because we were so different. And then once I became angsty, I looked up to you, and like the music you'd play, I was like, yeah, my sister listens to that. So like I listen to that. So literally like all my taste in like old early 2000s punk is because of you. So thank you. You cultured
that's the
me.
stuff.
No, that's the fucking stuff. Like, timeless. Like, I think we have Blink on the wall and everything.
Oh yeah.
Sublime over there. But like, I owe that to you. That part of me, the angst part of me, is fully because of you. So thanks.
Oh yeah.
I'm edgy.
I got enough angst to go around.
I love it now too. Like, as we've kind of spoke on this podcast, you've become our friends. Like, you are part of like we had different friends growing up. Then you and I have crept into the same friend group as of the past like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, like 2 years is really kind of recent.
Yeah, I don't see you as like Kristen's older sister anymore. Like, you're just...
No, I know.
And you have your own relationship with all of them, like your own like group chats and
best.
shit. Like, I fucking love it.
Yep.
I've seen other friends do this with their sisters and have it turn out really bad. Mm-hmm. So like, I love that we don't deal with that.
You guys are very like unproblematic in general though. Like, you know, it's very easy, and that's kind of a blessing that both of you guys have turned out very easy to get along with.
Yeah.
Because then you can just like blend relationships, you know?
I never would have imagined us being like part of the same friend group together like that.
No.
We just were so nasty to each other as kids.
We really were.
Like, just, you know, like TV bully siblings, just like hated each other.
You. Yeah. But it wasn't like because, or I'll speak for myself. I didn't feel like it was because of a deep down thing towards you.
Nah.
I was just an angry kid, so I was kind of angry to everybody. I don't know if you had anything towards me and you want to say it now in my face.
There's a little bit of sibling angst, I think, as an older sibling, where you're just like, get fucked. Like, this kid is like, I would be in so much trouble if I did that right now. And this kid's just walking away. Like, so that as a kid, I was like, oh my God.
That's definitely like a difference of ours. Like, I got away a little bit more, as you said, like little kids do. Did I feel you like and your brother?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that's kind of standard for the second kid. Like, once the first, I feel like the first kid is kind of babied, for the lack of a better word, growing up. But then once the second kid comes along, it's like the parents are like, well, the first kid, you know,
They turned out fine.
Yeah, you did some shit, but you turned out fine. Like, maybe try and like let this kid do a little more and they can get away with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I got away with a lot more than my brother.
I think that also comes, and now like I have 2 kids.
I was just gonna ask you. Yeah.
Right. I have an 8-year-old son and my daughter's almost 6. And
Babies are so fucking cute.
they're so large.
They're big.
Yeah, they're
big
adults.
Kids. No, they're adults.
Sarah's a unit. My daughter is huge. But like raising them, like my son, I was like, you know, this kid is perfect. Like I can do everything with this kid just right. And then I had my daughter and they're 2.5 years apart. And I was like, you don't even have the mental capacity to do all the things that you thought you were going to do perfectly the first time.
Right.
You just kind of let go.
Yeah. There was a lot of questions about like kind of young motherhood and stuff. I know this is a loaded question, but like any advice, like, you know, steering through what was still your youth, still is your youth, while trying to raise another kid. And another thing too, like the listeners kind of know, brush the surface of our childhood a little bit. Like, how was it wanting to go in to raise a quote perfect kid with the background you have? Like, you had to kind of formulate your own way of parenting without any structure.
Yeah.
Or what's the word? Like influence. Blueprint.
Yeah,
there you
no
go.
blueprint. I just jumped into it on my own. And I get this question a lot when I talk to people. Like, my young motherhood isn't something that I recommend. It worked for me. And I don't think that happens most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I was 21 and I knew I wanted kids. Those kids are both planned. Like,
Yeah.
I am not a young mother on accident, and that's really uncommon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I went into it, like, I worked at daycares, I worked at a preschool, like I nannied and stuff, and I just knew I loved kids. I loved doing everything with them. I felt like I got them. Having your own kid is a totally different story, but that pull is still there. Like, this little person, I just want to help them do it, you know? But yeah, I was 21. I hadn't even done it yet. I didn't even know what I was like. I want to help this kid to what? Like, I've been on my own for a few years.
Right.
But I'm glad I did it young.
Yeah.
And
it worked for you.
I don't recommend it, but I think a lot of people got it in them. And it, you know, like, historically we have kids very young. Like,
Right.
it's not that crazy, but I love that, like, here I'm 30 years old. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. And like, they're self-sufficient. They have personalities.
They're so
like,
funny, you guys.
They're
the
so
funniest
funny.
fucking kids
They're
ever.
so intelligent.
Yes, they're
Like,
so
some of the
way
shit
too
that
smart.
Oliver says. I'm
No,
like,
I know.
Are you 35?
No, he is.
I know. I can't even, this is a big part of my parenting style, is like, I've always thought if they ask me why, and my first instinct is to go, because that's the way it is, because, you know, because I don't have time to explain, just because. That's never felt right to me. So my son often comes to me and is like, why this or why this? And I'm like, you know what?
Shit.
I hadn't really thought of that. So I guess you can do it. Like,
Damn. What's an example of that?
Well, I told you this story earlier. Ollie started school 2 weeks ago, and the first few days he comes home and he's covered in red baseball field dirt. But like, not just a little bit. Like, he looked like he just came out of the war zone.
Oh my God.
Like, gets in the car and is just, his hair is blonde and it's just red with baseball dirt.
Oh my God.
So the first few days he does that, and I talked to him one morning. I'm like, hey, could you just try not to be so covered in baseball dirt today? He's like, yeah, okay, Mom. And he did it for a couple days, and then I picked him up the other day, and his sister's in the back seat, and he gets in and he's just covered. Like, head to toe. He gets in, he puts his backpack down in the back seat, and he's like I wasn't gonna say anything to him at first, and he goes, Mom, listen, I know I'm covered. I'm just covered in this and it's kickball that they play on the kickball field. He's like, I know I'm just covered in this kickball dirt, but look, I love kickball. And I'm just gonna be covered in dirt like this sometimes. And I was like, and Sarah goes, yeah, Mom, he likes kickball. And I'm like, all right. Like, he didn't come to me asking or apologizing. He was like, look, mom,
Like, this is how it is.
This is how it is.
This is what it is.
You
You
gotta
can't
slide.
argue with that.
No, I couldn't argue with that. Like, you're right.
And like, he can't be the kid that's not allowed to slide.
No.
Right.
Then you're setting him up for failure.
Yeah.
Then people are gonna think they're gonna make fun of him for the kid that can't slide. Like,
You want more than anything as a parent when you look at your kids, for me anyway, for them, like, they could be so intelligent, they could be so artistic, talented in one way or another, but what you want more than anything is for them to have an easy social life.
yeah, I
Like, you do not want to watch your kids struggle socially
yeah.
more so than anything. Like, so if he needs to slide on the kickball field and
look
my
fucking
back
dope.
seat, to look dope, and my back seat is just red now, that's fine.
It's like the
You're like, that's
finest.
cool, I guess.
It's like such fine dirt too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's
my
like
gosh.
No, that's not coming out.
powder. Yeah, you're fucked.
Oh, I know.
You should put like the plastic like covers that people put on their couches. You should put that in your back seat.
Like the
It's
dog
really
hammocks?
bad. Yeah.
I have one. Link doesn't use it. You totally take it.
We really, it's like that.
It'd be like that.
That's so funny.
How did kind of raising me or help raising me help you become a mom?
I don't know if there's anything consciously that I can pull from that, but that is like, I have had a pull to mother things in life since before I even knew that it was mothering that I
Right.
was being pulled to do.
Yeah.
Like, I've always just felt pulled to nurture people.
Yeah.
In many different ways. Like, so raising you, I think, was more just us surviving together. And you were smaller than me, and like we were really gnarly to each other, but like there were plenty of times where I look at Chris and I'm like, this bitch can't even reach the stove. Like,
You literally could have let me die.
oh yeah. Like, and that was like, all right.
You like made a conscious decision to like not let her starve.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I really owe you a lot. Thank you so much. Can you say the story of when you held me the first time?
Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
So this
Have you heard
is
this?
I don't think I've heard this.
Oh, this is my. So
loving this,
I
by
have
the way.
a couple
yay, good.
of memories from before Kristen was born.
Just a few.
Just a few. Like, they're really small.
You guys are you guys are
3.5.
Okay, 3.5 years apart.
So I remember meeting Kristen very clearly. I love calling it that when I met you.
Sick.
I know.
At
True.
3.5.
There was a little bit of time there, like half a day, where we didn't know each other. We were just people.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
I know.
We didn't know it, but well, like maybe we did.
Well, we were introduced.
Oh, stop.
Oh, did you take my hand?
I was sitting, and I have the memory, like I can see it all. All my life I've had this.
I wish I could see it.
I'm sitting in the corner of the room, and I think mom was either in the bed or just like out in the house. I'm sitting in the corner of the room in a little wooden chair, and my grandma hands me my sister. And, you know, I have like a pillow in my lap, and I'm like, pee-pee. Like, just
Fetus.
okay. Sure. And that was it. Like, I remember looking at you, and I'm like, this is the baby. But what's weird is like, I have no memories of mom being pregnant.
Whoa.
I was so young, you know, I was
True.
2.5, 3.5 when she was pregnant. I don't have a single memory of her like with a pregnant belly or anything like that.
Whoa.
But I remember meeting you.
So it's like all of a sudden you have this little sister.
Oh yeah.
Out
There's
of
just
nowhere.
this. I think the day that happens to an older sibling, there is just a brain blast that you get.
Yeah.
And-
on a primal level too.
Yes.
You're like a little version of me that's sibling, but also I must take care of it.
I think that's the first time you feel the primal pull to protect someone else, because when you're a child like that, you haven't formed loving relationships with people who aren't your family members yet.
Right.
And you know that your place in the tribe right now is to be protected by these. You have no sense of protecting anything else or doing anything constructive at all.
Wow.
And then they're like, here's the baby. And you spend the next few years like, you know, running around and being told, oh, be careful, watch out for the baby, stuff like that. But like from the moment they're there, you know that like
things are different.
I'm not the littlest one anymore.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's so different for us because we don't have that.
That makes me so sad. Like I feel like I want that. Maybe the first time I had that was like holding Link. I don't know. Like when do we have that?
When we have kids.
Don't
right?
you feel
different?
protective over your brother? Like now as adults, don't you feel
True.
times
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're like, you know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it multiple times. Like as we've gotten older, I almost don't even see our age anymore. And there's situations where I've called you and you've pulled me out of the depths. There's situations where you've called me and I've done the same. Like we have that, like we both protect each other equally now, which is really special. Do you feel like you have that?
I feel that with Vince. We had like kind of I don't remember like he's such a quiet human
He is
that
a
like
quiet guy.
we never really like verbally fought. Like we'd get on each other's nerves growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now that we're adults, I agree. Like I see us as equals.
Mm-hmm.
And I get very protective over like his feelings,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Less obviously like in the way that you're saying, seeing someone younger, it's more just like, I don't know,
This is
like
my blood.
like pack mentality.
Yeah.
no, you're
Yeah.
like, that's mine.
Yep.
Yes.
Like with siblings, that is a really unique, like one of my friends, he's an only child. And we were just talking the other week about like sib sets that grow up and are both like musically talented or otherwise talented. And he was like, you know, how does that happen? Like, are these people just born with the same types of talents? And I said to him, you know, when you have a sibling, there are ways that you think the same that you have no control over. And it's because you grew up in the same environment with the same people. Like it's a little bit of nature, a little bit of nurture, but you just think the same way. So it makes sense that two siblings would be so naturally inclined to play music or whatever it is. And he was like, yeah, I just have no idea what that is. Like
That's
no siblings.
Holy.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. Gosh, only children. That's like, in a way, like, I guess it really just depends on the household you grow up in. But like, in a way, it's cool because then, you know, all the love, I hope all the love was focused on them. There's beauty in that. But then like, there's really nothing like having a sibling. Like your sibling is the only person that really understands your childhood, and your childhood development is the biggest thing of all, as I preach on every fucking episode of this damn podcast. Like you are the only person that truly understands. And a really common question I saw was like, how do I like get through mental blocks and like have a relationship with my sibling? Remember what I just said. At the end of the day, if you can try and like let go of any other feelings you have and just realize that that person is truly like the one person that's going to understand that part of you, like maybe that'll help you kind of warm up a little bit.
I think to that also, there is there's an adolescence to this relationship that you and I have. Like, I think a lot of people see this relationship we have and they're like, whoa. But when we were in like our, you know, I left when I was not even 18 yet. I left as soon as I could.
She said, peace.
Yeah. And you were home still. We didn't forge much of a relationship right then. And then in my early 20s, we started, and there was definitely an awkward phase.
Yeah.
It was not like, oh, we're besties now. It was like, we had to get to know each other.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
actually had to like learn about each other.
Yep.
And then beginning to open up to each other in my late 20s, there were moments just like when you have a new friend where you're like, how do I tell this person this thing? I feel awkward or I feel embarrassed. And then I just would.
Yeah.
And it just became more natural as time went on.
Now there's literally no filter.
No.
I can tell you absolutely anything.
Yeah.
For me, if I could like put a moment to where I saw our relationship turn into like what it is now, I was 18 and I was going through my first heartbreak, and I was over at your old apartment with Aaron. You hadn't even had any kids, nothing. And I was over there because it was like summertime. I just got out of high school. Everybody went off to college. So like I had no friends in town. Like you were probably at work or something. And I came over just to like distract myself from this heartbreak. And I opened up to you just a little bit about it. Just like, I think I like shed a few tears and like let you know I was just sad about the breakup. And I think allowing myself to like show that side of you, I was like, oh, this is like my sister. Like I could do this.
Right.
This is normal.
That's what she's here for.
That's what she's
Yeah.
here for.
I feel like
that was good.
There's such like a different dynamic when you're like two sisters.
Right.
Because me and Vince, like we never really built that, like there's just things that like we can't relate on.
Yep.
And I like, there's things that like I couldn't go to him for.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue that I could, but it's just, I feel like our relationship, yeah, it's not as natural.
Yeah.
To like confide in him and like guy stuff, and you know, especially because he is such like a quiet and to himself human that like sometimes when I'm like a bit more outspoken, because believe it or not, I am the outspoken one in our family. Yeah. Well, my mom is, but sometimes I feel like I'm being too much for him.
Yeah.
And like he can't relate to it, so we haven't like had that kind of connection that you guys have.
For sure. I like that you guys like spend a little more time together, more and more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
trips and whatnot. Or I mean, we're going to Bonnaroo this weekend with him.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I guess by the time you guys hear this, we'll be home from Bonnaroo. But like, that's really special too, is like time spending with your sibling. Like, we've gone on trips together now, and it's a different
so dynamic when you're older too.
Yeah.
And you do these like family trips together.
Right. Like there's no like having to hide anything. Like we're adults. We can get like fucked up together.
Yeah.
And it's like fucking
like
great.
the Tahoe trip when you surprised her.
Yeah.
Was
Oh my God.
Oh,
yes.
man.
Like last winter, and I was just like sitting at the table or something, and you just like walked in.
Yep.
There's been a few times where you've surprised me, and I lose it every time.
Yeah.
And I know that you're gonna lose it every time too. And I'm like, am I like, is this rude? Am I undoing work that she's like really working on, or is this fun? Because it's fun for me.
There was one where like I lost it so bad because I was just having a fucking week. I was going
Christmas.
through. Oh yeah, it was right around the holidays. She came down here for a few days before, and then we both drove back up to the Bay to go spend time with family for the holiday. And I was just fucking going through it, like first holiday, not in a relationship, like just heartbroken, whatever. And she walked through the door. We'll find the video. We'll put it on our Patreon.
I was at home.
Oh my God, have you seen this video?
You were already back up north.
I was up in the
Oh,
Bay.
you were-
Yeah. I think I've seen the video.
We'll put it on Patreon. I'll show you again. But you walk in, and like it was so just too good to be true that my brain couldn't even compute what I was looking at. And
she made eye contact with me. Like she's sitting on the couch, and I'm like petting Link, and she's looking at me like this. And we're like, I don't know how much time passed when that happened.
6
and then
years.
she goes, what? Like just this sound that came out of your body. And then
like-
she just cried.
I
For
just
like 20
ran.
minutes.
I was like ugly crying. Like it was a release. Like every time I like hug you, I'm like, oh.
I tried to naturally pull out of that hug, and she was like,
I was like, no, not at all.
That's the best. We got to keep this going. We got to like
Just keep surprising me, keep making me cry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
no, her
They're
blood
so
pressure.
fun.
Like,
I love you. I know you guys are like,
when you're older.
I get worried. Yeah, you gotta stop at like 60, please. Just no more after that. What else can we get into? Another thing I have on my list is what do you think me and Alex are gonna be like as mothers?
it's so hard to say, but honestly, I don't think you're going to be that different than the people you are now. Like I grew into myself. Like I truly feel like myself now. And I don't know if there's as much of an age where that happens, although a lot of people say like 27. And actually, when you mentioned your psychic telling you that a lot of things were going to start coming together, like dreams and signs and stuff, I thought of this. It's called your Saturn return. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we count our years. Like I'm turning 30 this year, but that means I just completed my 30th trip around the sun.
So bizarre to me. That
Just don't try too hard on it. It gets whack.
Yeah, it's so whack.
So you guys are both getting really close to your Saturn returns now. And as your Saturn return begins, you just kind of let go of everything that hasn't served you over the last 27 years. And you just bring on all these new things. And I feel like that's around the time you become who you really are.
Yeah.
That's when your adolescence truly does end. Fuck. And I think that because
I've been
you
going
guys,
through that.
well, yeah, no, I bet you
quite
have.
literally are.
Yeah.
It's really real. Mm-hmm. I've said to my therapist when I was going through it that it felt like you have all, like you're at the center of a solar system and you have all these planets, but they're all closing in and like something's going to give soon.
Yeah.
But it makes you who you are going into your real adulthood, which is where I am now, but you guys will get there soon.
Okay.
But I think because you guys have already gone through your 20s and all these things that make you who you really are, I don't know if your temperament's going to change that much as mothers, you know?
True.
Like, and I think you guys are both going to be great mothers. It's just, being a mother made me who I am. It's like you can't remove the two things.
Right.
And it'll do the same thing to you guys. Like, but I think you guys are going to be pretty similar to me. Like, we're not very buttoned up people.
I hope I am too.
Like, yeah.
I love the way you parent. I think it's so respectful. If I could put it in one word, you respect your kids and they give it back right away.
Yep.
Like
they genuinely do too. And it's just that easy.
It's not because they're like they're so well balanced. They're disciplined when they need to, but they also don't really try stupid shit. Like they're so just like
when I give them advice, they trust me because they're not told no very often.
Right. You had a really good theory on like why you don't always just yell no for no reason. Can you remember what that was? You told me.
I can't remember how I worded it to you, but
if you can,
I just try to say yes. It's kind of what I said earlier. If I find myself wanting to say no, investigate real quick, ask myself why. And I'm normally going to find that it's selfish. It's either that this thing's going to inconvenience me, like it's going to make a mess, it's going to make us late, stuff like that. And then I'm like, is the world going to end if that happens? Mm-hmm. No. Did you choose to have these children? Yes. So maybe just say yes. See what happens if you just say. And I say yes as often as I possibly can.
Shit.
Wow.
Just say yes.
Every time I hear a parenting technique or like tactic from you, I literally register it in my brain.
Yep.
And I tell myself like, this is how I want to raise my kids.
File it away.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's crazy.
I highly recommend you read my parenting Bible.
Do you have one written?
It's called Untamed by Glennon Doyle.
I thought you wrote it.
Nope. Really.
Nope. But this book is, I read it when I was on my Saturn return, and it's a lot more than just parenting. Like Glennon Doyle is just, she is otherworldly. She's something else. And it's a lot more than parenting. It's just like how everything comes full circle. And I think I pulled the yes thing from that. I do think that that's a concept I got from her.
Yeah.
Sick. Untamed by Glennon Doyle.
She refers to it all the time.
I refer to this book every day of my life, like in some way or another.
It's like, when we were on our way to go visit our grandma for like one of the last times, we're like both just every emotion on that car ride to go to grandma's house, like laughing nervously, crying at the same time, so much anxiety while she's trying to stay calm, keep me calm, all that. And she's like, grab my purse. She's driving. I grab her purse and she's like, oh, just open the page.
Whole book.
Do you have it like all written with notes and tags?
I want to say it's page 80, honestly.
No,
Stop, I'm dead.
I was just going to say, she spits out a page number. She's eyes on the road. Just go to page 80. And I read it. And it's, if you read the book, it's the part about where the brave people go.
Well, she tells the story of her going to see her grandmother. Well, when her grandmother was dying, she goes with her mom and she says that she had this big revelation in this moment that, this is me now. And someday soon it will be me walking my daughter in to say goodbye to my own mother. Ugh. And after that, her and hers to say goodbye to me. And she called, no, I see the look in your eye right now. And what you're feeling is the ache.
She calls it
the ache is the place. She says the ache is the place where all of us are the same. The ache is the place where people meet, and that place that makes you go, ugh. Like when it's a breakup or a death or whatever it is, the thing that makes you want to throw up and cry, that is the most isolating feeling in the world, but it is the most common human experience. Everybody goes there. Everybody meets in the ache, and that's where the brave people go.
Yeah.
And you don't get to choose when you go to the ache.
Stop. Yep. I know.
I have the book in my car. I'll show it to you.
I'm gonna read it.
It is wonderful.
Ooh. It got me through that moment. Like when we were saying bye to grandma, like I remember saying in my head, like, we're brave. Like we're doing the bravest thing right now.
In that moment, you have to literally, the things that are natural in your body, like you have to become conscious of them. You have to force yourself to pick your leg up and put one foot in front of the other.
Yep.
Kristen and I walked in there holding hands, and she was like, and I remember like hugging her hand forward.
I just couldn't do it.
Go. Yeah.
It was crazy. I couldn't imagine going through that without you. And I say that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I also feel like that experience like brought us together so much.
No,
like,
she did that for us.
She did that for us.
I think about that all the time.
Yes.
Like, she raised us, gave us all our first lessons and everything, and then gave us our first lesson in really deep, breathtaking grief, the type that you have to live with for the rest of your life, not the type you get over.
Yep. I think about it every day. I see it every day. I can see it right now. I feel it every day. And that's, you know, up until I experienced a death for myself, I'd hear people say that, you know, I think about it every day. It doesn't get easier. And it seemed like such a negative thing. I was like, fuck, do you just have this like cloud over your head forever now? And it's not like that.
No,
it's just
grief becomes a part of you,
and not in a dark way.
No,
it's quite nice. It makes me feel like I have a bigger toolbox.
It's quite nice.
I quite love it. It's quite nice. I quite love it. It's proper nice. I remember. I know you remember this. I don't know if I told you this, Alex, or any of you guys listening, but there was a moment where we were kneeled down at her legs. She was laying down, and we were both on our knees on each side of the bed, like face down, crying. And we like look at each other, and I remember singing like little you and feeling like little me.
Yeah.
Like it was the little girls in us at grandma's legs. Like, like
I remember
feeling
that moment
one more time. And then I remember we both look over to my left, your right, and we're like, did you feel that? And like you had just said, like
I had
give
been,
me a sign or something.
I had been, I'll call it praying, because that's exactly what I was doing. But I was in that cry where I was about to throw up, and I said, and this isn't like me, I'm not very like, I don't pray like this, you know, but I said in my head, I was like, please, if this is real, if this exists and you're right here, can you just give me a moment of relief? Like just give me a wave of it's okay. And then Kristen and I just looked up at each other, and I felt just this, it was a big sigh after you finished crying is what I felt. And I was like, did you feel that? And Kristen was like, yeah.
Yes.
And I was like,
that's
I
the moment
asked
where
her
you
for
saw
that.
each other's younger.
That it was kind of all within the same, that wasn't the exact moment. I think it was before, because then I looked back down and then we both looked back up. Like it was almost, that was the moment where I snapped out of it, out of the kid feeling was, you know, it was almost like we saw our childhood flash before our eyes in a type of sense. And then, I mean, the woman who did it all for us, I looked back in like the doorway of the kitchen, and like, I've always looked at that as like, that would be where she'd stand. Like the kitchen was her shit. Like she's a reason I cook. Like, and like, that's where I felt her the last time in that moment. And it was fucking crazy. I don't know. God, I love that story.
Oh yeah. No, I adore the ache. And I know that it's like all these things that we go through in life that are so gnarly. Like when you are in the type of heartbreak that you don't think you're going to wake up the next day.
Yep.
Like where you go to sleep crying and you wake up crying. I can say it right now because I'm not in it right now. I had an extreme 2020 though. Like I was living in that stuff, but that is so rich. Like, and it sucks so bad, but it's such a rich part of life. Like I know that like for anyone out there who's just going through it right now, it is the most cliche thing in the world to tell someone like time will heal this and you will feel better. Like, please just hold on another day. Like it's going to be okay. You really, really will.
Absolutely.
You will find yourself a year out from the thing you're going through, and you'll look back at the time you spent in the ache, and you will, for the rest of your life, be more compassionate toward people who are hurting. You will understand the next time your friend comes to you and is going through a breakup or a death. You'll be able to say, I know. I really do know. Like, that the ache is that's where it's at.
That's a sweet spot.
That is the stuff.
Yeah. That's that good at. Sorry guys. That's not the way to. Okay, what is that? That's my coping mechanism. What's yours?
Oh, that's mine too.
Things.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Well, we grew up together. What's your coping mechanism?
I don't know. I feel like you guys would know that more than I do.
I don't know if I've seen you in the ache enough to know your like aching coping mechanism.
Silence.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You get quiet.
You just go into yourself.
and you're just burning up in there.
Yeah,
Like,
literally on fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll laugh for other people's stuff, but when you're dealing with your own shit, you're silent, and that's why I have to like yeet it out of you.
That's it. That's my coping mechanism.
That's
for
so.
sure.
That's,
I mean,
so
that's one of
common.
them. Yeah.
It's one of the. I mean, laughing's common. Like it's all common. That's a thing. Never be hard on yourself for your coping. Don't give yourself shit. It's the way you handle it. If you don't like it, you can work on. Car alarm. Hold on, guys. We're gonna pause real quick. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I don't know what the hell that was. Never give yourself shit for your coping mechanism.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was. Hey, that was grandma.
true. Like, oh my God.
She said, fuck your podcast.
Wait, that was her way of saying that was her coping mechanism.
Honking horns?
Honking.
No, laughing probably. Like
Okay,
your guys.
there we go. There we go.
Just like turning something light on it.
Yeah, that is how she would do things, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Laughing is like, that is what I live for.
Yep.
There's nothing else like
I love
it.
a
Like
belly
making my
laugh.
friends laugh. Yeah. There's
the best.
That's when we look alike.
Oh yeah,
when
we do.
laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you guys always look alike.
yes,
We do now.
For now
You
we
do
do,
now.
but like there really is a certain face, and when we laugh and we're looking at each other, I'm like, oh, we look like.
I was going through my phone photos the other day and I saw a picture of you. I have a picture of you holding Ollie. You're at grandma's house and you're probably 22.
Oh yeah.
And you look like a different human being.
Oh yeah. I was
I don't know what was that.
I had quite the glow up.
Yo, you guys.
Yes.
And I don't
You
say
invented
this
glow
like
up.
I actually did.
Yes.
Like
you have,
I look like a different human.
You
God.
are the glow up.
you're the definition
You're
of a
the
glow up.
blueprint of glowing up.
No, like I've shown friends that I've made in my late 20s and stuff pictures of me as a kid and a teenager, and they're like, "Whoa,
You were a cute kid. You were a
little
kid.
Yeah, I had a rough one from like 10 to 15 though. Like,
Good
It was
was
your
really
eighth
not
stage.
good. Yeah.
You were just like walking around with black eyeliner. It's just like,
well,
Oh
like
my
most
God.
kids you look at like that, you're like, what gives you the right? But like if you had seen me when I was 13, you'd be like,
You're like, whoa.
you're like,
I
no, I'm just
feel
kidding.
you.
Yeah. And I like unaged through my 20s too. I
Yes,
looked older
yes.
at 22 than I do now.
Yes.
For sure.
For like, I saw a picture of us on like Christmas. I think it was like 2012, and you literally like looked like probably 38.
I was doing the Pinterest was real hot right though.
Yes.
Infinity
Like,
scarves, like
was
striped leggings,
chevron pattern, infinity scarves,
Hell
like
yeah.
skirts over tights.
oh my God.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Literally
That was
out
the
the
shit.
window.
Ballet flats, chunky necklace. I had chalkboards in my house.
Yeah,
Like,
baby. Home is where the heart is.
yeah.
Yes.
I had big live, laugh, love energy then.
Oh my God, you did.
And
I did too.
I returned to my roots though. Like
Yes.
I am once again what I always knew I was supposed to be. Like it's like the mom, it wasn't a phase thing, but like it really wasn't.
Right.
Me going through a phase of being super preppy in my early 20s like that was like me trying to break away from my own nature, which is
Yeah.
what you see here.
Don't you feel like we kind of said this in the last episode? Like your adulthood is just you trying to get back to your childhood.
It's you trying to get back to the things that you wish you had more power over when you were a kid, you know, the things that you couldn't control back then that, yeah, become who you are. Because we're all just blank slates. Like no one's destined to be anything. You grow into the things that you resented growing up and the things you loved growing up. And then you snap back however you snap back, whether it's shedding a lot of stuff or returning to stuff that comforted you back then. Like me trying to be that in my early 20s was like the equivalent of like experimenting with drugs or something.
Right.
Like I was like, oh, maybe this is for me.
That's like really cool to hear from you. What do you like? Do you believe in fate?
No.
No.
Oh.
Nah.
Elaborate.
I think that the way that we're here, like, and this is like my own version of spirituality, the way we exist here, every possible outcome of every scenario you walk through in life exists. It's, you know, like if you believe in different realities, it's that kind of thing. Like every decision you make today splits off and starts a new reality and a whole pyramid of realities from there. So I don't believe in fate in that sense.
How do you like differentiate that and also the belief, which I don't know if this is your belief, but that everything happens for a reason?
I don't think that everything happens for a reason.
You don't? Whoa.
I know. That's where we're different.
I don't think that, and it's not like I wouldn't. I've been through a phase where I would have called myself a nihilist for sure, like where I was like, everything's meaningless, God is dead, just party till you die. But like, and I still am a little bit like that, honestly. But there is no purpose. I don't think there's any purpose. So we all should really just do the best we can in every moment, because there is no fate. Nothing happens for a reason. No, humans are hardwired and almost to our downfall to find patterns in things.
Yeah.
And we can twist things into seeing patterns that actually really aren't there.
Yeah.
Because the universe is random. Everything is random.
So random.
We want it
random.
to make sense. We like try for it so hard to make sense.
Yes.
We want it so badly to make sense. And we've created all these means of understanding the universe, math and science and everything, all these ways for us to try to get a hold of it. But there's really not meaning in any of it.
Yep.
But there is, like, it's rich to be here. Like, we are what we are. I don't know where our souls go. Like,
it's not in like a fuck everything, there's no meaning. It's just don't trip on it. Like, move on to the next thing. Like, don't feel like you have to dwell too much to find that meaning. Because I mean, that's like quite literally why I got this tattooed on my hand. It says, "It is what it is till an 8," because I'm I need to know why. Like, that's why I love EMDR, because in a way, I say this all the time, it puts like logic to my emotions, but I also need to stop doing that. Like, I constantly struggle with letting stuff go and like relaxing about it, simplifying it.
yeah, nothing happens for a reason.
That's great. Like, the wheels are turning in my head right now.
Yeah.
But okay, what about soul contracts?
This is like, soul contracts is kind of like a term that I've held on to for a long time. I think that we move through, if you believe in past lives and stuff like that, I think that we move through the universe, however it is that our souls, our consciousness moves through the universe, through all of time. And also time, like, I don't think time is linear.
Oh, God.
Like, I think time is, every timeline exists all in one. I think that we are bound to other people through different timelines. Like, I think there are people in my life who I've lived different lives with, and I think we are bound to people in ways that we choose. If you can imagine before you come into this life that you've done something a million times over with another soul, and now you guys have finally figured out and you're going to do it right. You come into this life, and whatever your relationship is with that person, maybe you make peace and you part ways, or maybe you find each other finally in the nature that you belonged in all along. I think that we serve each other's souls in that way.
Yep.
So you can walk, different people come into your life for different reasons, and you theirs too. I think we get so focused on obviously naturally we get focused on our own purpose, but this one's gonna throw y'all, because like nobody likes to be perceived at all, but like you're just a piece in other people's lives too.
100%.
Yeah.
I think about that every single day when I see cars driving. I'm like,
yep,
they're all just doing what I'm doing, and I'm no more important, no less important.
Yep.
It's coexisting.
Existence is neutral.
Yes.
I believe existence is neutral.
Yep.
It is just.
It is what it is.
Then what are synchronicities to you?
Oh, I feel like my personal opinion on synchronicities, like when you see things, a lot of people are into like angel numbers right now and stuff like that. Or when you're talking about something one day. Well, it's like the Bader-Meinhof effect is what most people hear about. The Bader-Meinhof effect is when you read about something, you learn a new phrase or something, and then suddenly you see it 10 times the next week.
Right. Yeah.
That's what synchronicities are. And I have an eye for synchronicities. I always notice them around me. And I think personally that when you're experiencing a lot of synchronicities, it's a sign that you are on the right path, on a path that's serving your growth right now.
Yup.
Yeah.
I've always preached that.
Yes.
Mom has told me that from the jump. like when coincidences happen or synchronicities, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it synchronicities more than coincidences. Yeah, it is just that sign that you're where you need to be. There's a lot of relief in that. I think like however you want to read into it, deep or shallow, like there's something so reassuring about it. There's so many moments where we have those together too. Oh yeah. Which I think is so special. And mom too. I've kind of talked about it on the podcast.
You should tell the story about, well, not really a story, but after your reading on Saturday.
Oh yeah. So, well, it happened again today, which I'll get to in a sec.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
So, like I told you guys, I had a psychic reading on Saturday. And I literally had just ended it, and I came downstairs to
you were unpacking a little bit with me and Leanna.
Like literally just got finished crying. And my mom hits Monica and I in our group chat and says, "Which one of you needs me?" And, you know, I'm going to read you one example of it right now, but this shit happens weekly, sometimes daily. It's like, since I can remember too, even things as simple as me being like, I'm hungry. I say that to Alex, and 2 minutes later, my mom goes, "Have you eaten today?" Like just shit like that all the time. You get it too. So she said, "Which one of you needs me?" I said, "Me, mommy. Hi, I miss you. What did you feel?" She said, "Sadness." I said, "What else?" "I just love hearing how your inklings come through." She said, "Gut ache and a good cry in the shower. Very overwhelmed." I said, "I just had a pretty heavy psychic reading, so you def felt me." Then that was it, whatever. Today, Monica got in at like 1:30, right? Like something like that. We were at lunch by like 2:15. Mom hits us at 2:29. "I feel you both right now." And
Together.
we were literally just talking about the telepathy that the three of us have.
Yeah.
In that moment. At this table.
No, Kristen had her notes app open. She had just typed the word telepathy. She's like,
I literally typed it right there, telepathy, and to talk about.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And my mom, "I feel you both right now." I'm like, dude, these are taps. She's crazy.
If she texted you right now, I'd be done.
I'd lose it.
I'm already over it.
I'm already over it.
No, it really gets me every time.
It's like, it's almost not even shocking anymore. It's more shocking when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We also both had a dream last week that she fell.
Yeah.
And then did she tell you she was swimming with Ollie and Sarah and she almost fell like on outside the pool, hella slippery, and she like stopped and was like, "Yo, I gotta be careful." Like both my daughters just literally had dreams that I fell in both of our dreams. She got really badly hurt, like really bad.
Well, and in mine, remember, she was by the water. She was down in the water and Ollie was in there and she slipped on the rocks.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I know. I don't know what to
Y'all,
call
the
it.
McAtees are something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
That's a lot going on there. Anyway, anything else you guys want to touch on? I feel like we got a lot out.
What's the
what
time
are we
at?
at? 1:13. Nice. Anything else you want to get out there to the people? What about
I'm
you?
sure there's a lot.
I know. I feel like we could go on
for hours.
For sure.
What do we want to hear for Friday?
Ooh, yeah. Friday. Unfortunately, Monica won't be in that follow-up episode, but I'll tell her you said hi. Let's do just like any stories you might have with your siblings. Any advice you would give to others to like kind of nurture or build a sibling relationship.
Motherhood.
Yeah. Any like motherhood.
I feel like we talked about a lot, like I don't know, synchronicities.
Yeah. We gave you guys a lot. Right. And as always, anything. Send us anything you need advice on. And reminder, old Thursday episodes are now on Friday, and everything is on Patreon for Friday now. All tiers have access to, or first tier has access to audio, second and third tier have access to audio and visual, and so much more. So visit patreon.com/Oddvice podcast, and you can see what each tier has.
And thanks for supporting.
Yeah, thank you so much. Either way, but Mondays will always be here. Other than that, I think that's it. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate us 5 stars. That'd be nice. And thank you for coming on our podcast.
Oh my God.
This was everything I expected and more and better.
Oh no, it was so much
This
better.
was fantastic. This was literally just the same as sitting on the couch at your guys' house.
Right.
Thank you. If we had a billboard, that would be in quotes with like 5 stars next to it. Like that is the goal I always want when people like listen to this, watch this as like,
yeah, you're literally getting us on the couch.
yes, this is what we do all the time. And often
This was very, very real and normal. Like,
absolutely. Like we often have nights on the couch where we're like, okay, let's stop talking about this. We need to save this for the podcast. Cause it's like, it really is the same narrative through and through. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes.
Like I said, listening on Apple Podcasts, rate it 5 stars. Other than that, we'll talk to you on Friday. I guess that's it.
Ready?
Want to say bye on 3?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Bye.